You know who you sound like right now? Michelle.
Good. I respect that bitch. You other queens need to move over.
Because this is the Tijuana takeover.
Tijuana takeover. Mwah.
Welcome everybody to the Tijuana takeover. I am Tijuana and this is my channel. Welcome my dear.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Doing pretty good,
Everyone, this is Evans Knight.
Hello, y'all.
He's one of our dear drag sisters in the community of West Hollywood. Always there supporting all of the different drag shows we have going on.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that.
Well, you know.
And you know, I asked you on the show because, honey, if someone wants to spill the tea, you have no
filter? Inhibitions?
I can never say that word. You have no inhibitions. How do you spell that?
INHIBITION.
And he's smart too. All right, Mr. Evans.
Okay.
Let's get into this recap.
Okay.
What did you think overall of this episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you want more of it?
I enjoyed it.
You did?
You know, I think there have been episodes in this season that were kind of a letdown, but it was fun.
It was fun.
It was also fun to see the queens lose their minds when everyone else just popped back in the workroom.
What are you talking about? Wasn't only one queen supposed to return?
That's what we thought, but Mama Ru, she had some tricks up her sleeve.
Of course she did. She didn't bring one queen back. She brought them all fucking back. After the elimination, the girls go back into the workroom. They wipe off Max's message, and
So sad.
a little sad, right?
Yeah.
But we're over it.
Really short message too. Did you notice that?
Something, darling.
Yeah, it was just like 3 little lines.
Yes. Speaking of sad, the girls are pretty upset because they think a queen's coming back. So, last week we didn't have a mini challenge because of the Snatch Game.
Right.
We got to have another mini challenge again. And this one was named Orange is the New Drag.
Which was topical and hilarious.
Topical and hilarious. Yes, ma'am. And speaking of topical,
Kennedy needed some lotion on those knees.
Who was the guest challenge presenter? That's what I would call it.
Miss Latrice Royer.
Yes, ma'am. Large and in charge, chunky yet funky. Yes, we have Tuckahoe Prison, fashion show. All the girls were given these. What's the name of these things?
The orange like prison jumpsuits.
There's a name.
Aren't they just called prison?
Scrubs.
No.
No.
That's what I wear.
Oh.
I wear scrubs to work in a doctor's office.
Okay, well
I
they're
think
given
they're just prison jumpsuits.
prison jumpsuits. We'll call them. They had 20 minutes to do their best makeover of this ugly orange jumpsuit.
Right.
And they had to each make up their own character, like little description and name as well. Yes, who stood out to you in the fashion show? Anyone in particular?
Always Katya to me. I think she has such a fun spirit. I feel like the mini challenges are a good place for her to shine.
Very
because
comical.
She can just like do whatever she wants. She and Kennedy obviously.
Kennedy was
did
so
great.
funny. And actually Violet looked really naturally pretty.
I don't care for her.
On that note, let's move on. Speaking of the ashy knees and Kennedy Davenport, she did win.
She won.
Fair and square.
Yeah.
Now is the point where we find out
Who comes
that
back?
someone's coming back. And the door opens. Who do we see?
Trixie.
Trixie. Everyone's happy. Oh my god, but wait. The door opens again. And who do we see? Every other fucking thing. Everyone comes back. Everyone is pissed. But you know what? It totally makes sense because this is at the point of the season where they do the makeover or transformation kind of challenge. Who were the pairs that ended up? We had Kennedy with Jasmine.
With Jasmine.
Of course.
Pearl and Trixie.
Katya and Miss Kasha Davis.
Mrs. Kasha Davis.
Jaden and Tempest.
Which was interesting.
Very well. She was the leftover.
Yeah.
And then Ginger and Sasha. And Fame and Candy.
Yeah.
Oh, and Violet and Max.
Meh.
Everyone gets their teams. They go and have to find a part of the body to be conjoined with, make an identical outfit, almost face, and some sort of shtick. We go into the workroom and the queens, get into work.
Work mode. Active.
Work mode, yes.
Yeah.
And anything stood out to you in the workroom?
And none of them are really seamstresses, so it was interesting. There was a lot of hot gluing going on.
Bro, there was a lot of E6000 going up in that. Ginger seemed very upset with her partner.
Yeah.
It looked like Katya and Mrs. Kasha Davis were working well together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we saw them work together. Even if their performance was sort of lackluster at the Despy Awards, I think they still, as a team, have a good chemistry.
Yeah,
you know?
they're very relatable to each other.
Well, they're both
and
cool.
also on with good chemistry was Kennedy and Jasmine.
Yeah.
Moving on, we had some emotional stories.
We did.
Of course.
Everybody got real dark. Child abuse and drugs and
More
getting
like-
kicked out the house.
Yeah.
It was oof,
a lot of family affairs.
a lot to hang on to. I bet Untucked is going to be real deep.
So why don't we just go right into the runway, okay?
It was certainly interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's always fun to see, because when you watch the process of how the looks get put together without seeing the final product, and then you do see the final product, it's always interesting to see if it goes along with what you thought it was going to be, or...
Speaking of final product, let's go through each of the different pairs.
Okay.
So Fame and Candy, what were your first thoughts?
Overdone.
You think it's overdone? Well, it may be overdone, but still.
It also just seemed too easy. You know what I mean? Like, even if it had been done a million times.
You know who you sound like right now? Michelle.
Good. I respect that bitch.
Moving on to Jaden and Tempest, what are your first thoughts?
Sloppy.
I mean,
Party City.
I liked the idea that they were talking about in the workroom about the disco.
Yeah, no, the
diva.
story was great, but the execution was just subpar.
Well, what would you do if you ended up with someone who does not look like you at all? Because next was Jasmine and Kennedy. I put just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Every little detail.
Absolutely.
Makeup was flawless. Trixie and Pearl was next.
Yeah.
Obviously a crowd favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Their personalities were just perfect. Pearl was like the well-loved daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And then poor Trixie was
Poor sweetheart.
step.
She had her freckles and her headgear and a baby. It was
So funny.
yeah.
Violet and Max. We know how you feel about it, but I was
No.
living for the...
Let me say this. Max came out on the runway last week dressed like a Black Widow spider. They both came out on the runway this week dressed like a Black Widow spider.
Moving on to Ginger and Sasha. They did the whole Peg Bundy one tit.
I feel like it would have been funnier if they had done something like a milkmaid costume, you know?
We're still with the booth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a little German milkmaid with like the blonde ringlet wig, or you know, I think that would have been a cute thematic way of, I don't know, making it more mammery, I guess. More memorable.
Katya and Miss... You know what? Katya and MKG. I forgot we used to call her that. Much easier.
Great. Loved it.
I
Atlantic
put
City.
hot mess, but in a good way.
Well, yeah. That's what they were going for.
Yeah, I liked it. Congratulations to
Pearl and Trixie. As we all knew. No surprise there.
No surprise. So that means Trixie is back in the race.
Thank God.
So the bottoms ended up being Ginger's team with Jaden. That means Jaden's been lip syncing 3 times
In
now.
a row.
Didn't Candy do that too?
Yeah.
Wow. And we had to sashay away Miss Jaden, you're fierce.
Which, after last week's performance, I kind of had a feeling. She just, she doesn't feel like her head's in the game anymore.
But you know what? I'm excited for Jaden's future.
Yeah, oh, for sure. She's so young.
She's so young, so talented, and very, no, I can't find my words. Okay, well, that is a rapidy-doo day on this week's episode. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this recap, also go back and watch my other recaps if this is your first time. But please like it, please comment, please share, please subscribe.
Subscribe button right there.
I have all of Evan's little information, social media stuffs down in below too, so you can go follow this little stud muffin. Well, thanks for coming again.
Thank you for having me.
Please tune in next week, same time, same place, maybe the same face. Thanks
Thanks
for
for watching.
Mwah!